Welcome to ANR Solver, question 6 of this paper. So for part A1, they are asking us to calculate the value of x. So the easiest way to do that is, since they've given us the three sides of the triangle, we can use the formula, we can use the cos rule to find this value. So how we do that is, the formula is cos A, or in this case cos x, is equal to b square plus c square minus a square whole thing divided by minus 2bc. So to do this, not minus 2bc, my bad, positive 2bc. So all we need to do now is substitute the values that we know. So cos x is equal to, we just need to remember that a square, or a, is the side that is opposite to the angle that we are finding. So that is 6.9. So b can be any of the two values, that is either 5.3 or 11. So 5.3 square plus 11 square minus 6.9 square whole thing divided by 2 times 5.3 times 11. So how I got this formula is basically I used the original formula itself, that is a square is equal to b square plus c square minus 2bc multiplied by cos a. I just made cos a the subject of the formula. So let's simplify this now. Cos x is therefore equal to 5.3 square plus 11 square minus 6.9 square. So that is 101.48 divided by 2 times 5.3 times 11, which is 116.6. So therefore x would be equal to cos inverse of this fraction. So 101.48 divided by 116.6 and cos inverse of this fraction. So that would be 29.50346. So you take cos inverse because when you take a function to the other side of the equation, it becomes the inverse of that function. And therefore the final answer for this question will be 29.5 degrees, because the fourth significant figure in this case, which is 0, is lesser than or equal to 5, and therefore it doesn't round off the third significant figure to the next number. So now let's move on to A part 2, where they are asking us to find the value of AC. So the bigger triangle, that is ABC, we have two angles now, so we can find the third angle and then use the sine rule to calculate the side AC. So we can write that sine 42 divided by the side that is opposite to this angle, or the angle of 42 degrees, that is 11, is equal to sine of the third angle that we will find right now divided by x, or let's label it y for now because x is the angle that they've labeled in the question. So the third angle would be 180 minus 42. So we know that in a triangle the angles add up to 180. That's why 180 minus 42 minus 54 minus 29.5, and therefore that answer is 54.5. So now all you need to do is solve for y. So when you solve for y, you will get the answer as 13.38, and since you have to give your answer in three significant figures, the final answer will be 13.4, because the 13.4 centimeters, it is very important to write the unit. So 13.4, because the fourth significant figure, which is 8, is greater than or equal to 5, so it rounds off the third significant figure to the next number. Therefore this will be your final answer for part A2. Now let's move on to part B. In part B, they have shown a cuboid, or a rectangular channel, that flows water into a lake at the rate of 20 centimeters per second. So they've told us that the width of the channel is 15 centimeters and the depth is 2.5 centimeters. So we have to calculate the amount of water that flows from the channel into the lake in 1 hour, and they have asked us to give our answer in liters. So we have to remember to give our answer in liters, as whatever we find out will actually be in milliliters. So in the end we need to divide our answer by 1000. Now let's find the volume of the cuboid first, so that we know the rate at so that we know how much water is flowing to the lake. So 20 multiplied by 15 multiplied by 2.5, and we have to calculate how many in 1 hour, and they've told us that the water flows in seconds at a speed of 20 centimeters per second. So we have to convert the hour to second, so multiplied by 60, so now it's minutes, and now multiplied by another 60, so therefore we would have now converted it to seconds. And as I said in the beginning, we need to divide the whole thing by 1000 because we want the answer in liters. So now when you input this calculation into your calculator, you will get the answer as 2700 liters, and therefore this will be your final answers, or these will be your final answers for question 6.